Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Is Brooke changing Ridge's mind? According to Bold and the Beautiful rumors, Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan will soon be together again. By this point, it is abundantly clear that Bridge is no longer a thing because Ridge has decided to be with Taylor Hayes. Her patience may be wearing thin as she continues to try so hard to win him back. An old flame is about to come back into the picture, and this could change everything. Is Brooke getting Nick Marone back? Fans of Bold and the Beautiful are still in shock over Jack Wagner's return. After years off the screen, the actor will play Nick Marone once more. When Nick begins a new story arc on June 13th, his comeback is expected to cause even more drama. According to Deadline, Nick's return couldn't come at a better time for Brooke Logan, who finds herself at a crossroads in her complicated romance with Ridge Forrester. Brooke experiences feelings of defeat and heartbreak after Ridge selects Taylor. She is aware that this time, her relationship with the dressmaker may be irreparable. It is said that the arrival of Nick triggers a flurry of recollections and rekindles unresolved emotions. Old flame reignites. Bold and Beautiful rumors Brooke Logan will get the support and security that she so desperately needs from Nick Marone. According to the spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful, the former lovers still have a strong bond even after all these years. Brooke now has a chance at happiness and a new beginning, which may lead her away from Ridge Forrester. Since Ridge appears to be content with Taylor Hayes at the moment, Brooke should also be content. She used to be married to Nick, with whom she has a child, so it shouldn't come as a surprise if she rekindles their relationship. In 2022, Jack Wagner made his final appearance on Bold and the Beautiful in a dream sequence to mark the soap's 35th anniversary. Will Brooke be pursued by Ridge? If Brooke Logan decides to reunite with Nick Marone, she could easily turn Ridge Forrester's favor. According to Bold and the Beautiful rumors, Ridge didn't anticipate Logan's final breakup with someone else. It has been a never-ending cycle of reconciling with Bridge and breaking up for years. In addition, Brooke frequently defends their relationship when it breaks down. Nick's return could therefore be significant. Brooke might not be the one chasing Ridge for the first time. And if he discovers that she is finally content without him, it may hurt Ridge more than he ever thought it would. It's one thing for Brooke to wait around for him, but it's another for her to move on completely. It's possible that Ridge will soon find himself questioning everything and feeling bad about the choices he made, including the one to get back together with Taylor Hayes. If Brooke decides to go with Nick and gives up on Ridge, Bold and the Beautiful may never be the same again. Sheila fights Poppy. Poppy had an epic showdown with Sheila this week. It was fascinating to observe how close these two were initially to becoming best friends. Sheila was the first person Poppy told about her relationship with her daughter. Since there were no relationships or feelings involved, it was simple to do so. Luna was not Sheila's granddaughter at all. The shift in their friendship changed when she found out the truth. Even though Luna killed two of her husband's friends and co-workers, Sheila saw her differently. Poppy was also seen differently by her. When Sheila found out about Poppy's affair with Finn, she was upset. It goes without saying that these two people no longer get along. Poppy did not object when Sheila was slapped across the face twice. Poppy and Sheila ended up having an epic cake fight. We are all aware that Sheila enjoys fighting. Poppy's most recent action suggests something negative about her. We can't stop thinking about Poppy and Sheila's fight for the following reasons. Read this. Why it's so messy. Poppy ought to have known better than to challenge Sheila. She could end up on both Luna's and Sheila's hit lists. However, in Poppy's mind, she desired to defend the adversary. She had had enough of the criticism she was receiving regarding her turbulent past. Additionally, Poppy is accustomed to being abused by insane women like Lee. Several weeks ago, her sister was close to strangling her to death. At this point, fighting Sheila is pointless. However, it's possible that she is unaware of her predicament. She's awakened the beast, which will eventually strike back. Sheila is determined to get her family back together. She is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal, even if it necessitates striking someone out. Sheila Carter is played by Kimberlyn Brown. It could be said that selecting Kimberlyn Brown as the performer of the week for The Bold and the Beautiful was a simple decision. On both B&B and its sister show, The Young and the Restless, the actress has carried scenes for decades and taken viewers on shocking rides that no one could have predicted. Sheila, on the other hand, has been relatively quiet ever since she and Sean Kanan's Deacon fell in love. Watching a reformed Sheila is interesting, but not nearly as entertaining as her real-life counterpart. And Kimberlyn Brown is the only person who can switch between the two in a way that is more entertaining. It wasn't so much that Poppy slapped Sheila at Illinois Giardino that they were about to have a fight in the open at Sheila's place of business as that Poppy thought she would get away with it. Indeed, Kimberlyn unleashed on Poppy after calmly warning her in clear terms that she was about to unleash her wrath. Poppy's first slap became the whack heard around the world as Sheila doubled over, her hair hanging across her face. The camera, on the other hand, saw a new Sheila emerge when Brown expertly swung her head just enough. That moment would have been created with makeup and special effects in a horror movie. In fact, we might even be experiencing the Mandela effect. It would be simple to insist that we remember Brown looking up while wearing fireball-launching contact lenses. But no, Brown was the only one who was able to transform into that Sheila in a split second. The Performer of the Week moment occurred at that point. Brown's expression as Sheila raised her head and began to laugh maniacally was like a siren to fans, signaling unspoken that the real Sheila had just been discovered. The expression then became terrifying. Poppy wasn't sure what she would do next as she looked at her like she had changed before her eyes. We also did not because we were unaware of Sheila's capabilities but because you never know how far she will go. Sheila attacked the woman she had been empathizing with just weeks earlier by flying at her, wrestling with her across the restaurant, and hitting her against the bar. As she shoved cake in Poppy's face and made her never want more. The Grandmama Bear was defending both herself and those 2 generations below her. On the other hand, viewers cannot get enough of Sheila, and now that she has produced another miniature version of herself, it will be even more entertaining to watch Brown transform Sheila from a kind grandmother into an epic monster. After removing Steffi from Luna's path, Sheila plans to frame Poppy. Sheila's deadly plan, uniting Luna with Finn by framing Poppy and eliminating Steffi's life is risked by a dangerous grandmother-granddaughter alliance. This time, Sheila Carter-Sharp is collaborating with her granddaughter Luna Nozawa on her most daring scheme to date. After Sheila promised Luna she would help her connect with her biological father, John Finn Finnegan, the notorious villain has set her sights on removing the biggest obstacle in their way, Steffi Forrester. B&B appears to be on track to launch a shocking kidnapping storyline on Thursday, April 24th, which could see Steffi eliminated while simultaneously establishing Poppy Nozawa as the perpetrator. The dangerous blind spot of Deacon Sharp is blissfully unaware of the imminent danger as Sheila plots behind the scenes. When he gave his daughter Hope Logan an ultimatum, he recently reassured her that Sheila had chosen him over Luna. An insider says, Deacon firmly believes that Sheila will honor her word and stay away from Luna. However, he was completely wrong. Sheila is simply concealing their meetings from him, despite the fact that she hasn't stopped seeing Luna for even a moment. Hope has tried to warn her father, telling him not to trust Sheila too much. But Deacon seems convinced that Sheila couldn't possibly deceive him, despite her long history of manipulation and betrayal. Finn's rejection fuels Sheila's rage. Following her most recent altercation with Finn, Sheila's determination to assist Luna grew stronger. Desperate to fulfill her promise to Luna, Sheila surprised her son at his office in the hospital, urging him to step up and be a father to his daughter. Despite Finn's admission of regret and his suggestion that Luna might not have turned out the way she did if he had been a part of her life, he ultimately rejected Luna and his mother, claiming that it was too late and that Luna was not his daughter. Sheila appears to have moved toward a more extreme solution as a result of this rejection. If Finn refuses to welcome Luna into his life, he may require the appropriate motivation, such as the belief that his beloved wife Steffi has passed away. After removing Steffi from Luna's path, the Bold and the Beautiful's Sheila plans to frame Poppy. According to the spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila might kidnap Steffi in order to clear Luna's path to Finn and possibly frame Poppy in the process. Will Sheila's deception be discovered by Deacon before it is too late? Sheila's deadly plan, Uniting Luna with Finn by framing Poppy and eliminating Steffi. Steffi's life is risked by a dangerous grandmother-granddaughter alliance. This time, Sheila Carter-Sharp is collaborating with her granddaughter Luna Nozawa on her most daring scheme to date. The infamous villain has set her sights on removing Steffi Forrester, the biggest obstacle standing in their way, after Sheila promised Luna that she would assist her in connecting with her biological father, John Finn Finnegan. B&B appears to be on track to launch a shocking kidnapping storyline on Thursday, April 24th, which could see Steffi eliminated while simultaneously establishing Poppy Nozawa as the perpetrator. The dangerous blind spot of Deacon Sharp is blissfully unaware of the imminent danger as Sheila plots behind the scenes. When he gave his daughter Hope Logan an ultimatum, he recently reassured her that Sheila had chosen him over Luna. An insider says, Deacon firmly believes that Sheila will honor her word and stay away from Luna. However, he was completely wrong. Sheila is simply concealing their meetings from him, despite the fact that she hasn't stopped seeing Luna for even a moment. Hope has tried to warn her father, telling him not to trust Sheila too much. Despite Sheila's long history of manipulation and betrayal, Deacon appears to be convinced that she cannot possibly deceive him. Sheila's rage is fueled by Finn's rejection. Following her most recent altercation with Finn, Sheila's determination to assist Luna grew stronger. Sheila surprised her son at his office in the hospital, urging him to step up and be a father to his daughter, desperate to keep her promise to Luna. Despite Finn's admission of regret and his suggestion that Luna might not have turned out the way she did if he had been a part of her life, he ultimately rejected Luna and his mother, claiming that it was too late and that Luna was not his daughter. Sheila appears to have moved toward a more extreme solution as a result of this rejection. If Finn refuses to welcome Luna into his life, he may require the appropriate motivation, such as the belief that his beloved wife Steffi has passed away. Also B&B spoilers, Hope plays a crucial role in revealing Sheila's secret relationship with Luna Nozawa. The perfect time for Steffi's miscellaneous disappearance. The character of Steffi, played by Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, is 8 months pregnant in real life and will soon be taking a maternity leave from the CBS soap. Fans have noticed that it is becoming increasingly difficult to conceal her pregnancy, despite the fact that the show has been attempting to conceal it. The show appears to be incorporating Steffi's absence into a dramatic kidnapping storyline rather than simply writing her out for a while. In order to take into account Wood's maternity leave, B&B creates the perfect storm of drama by having Sheila make Steffi disappear and putting Poppy in charge of the crime. Taking on two adversaries at once, the method by which Sheila intends to blame Poppy for Steffi's disappearance makes this plot particularly devious. Sheila feels a great deal of resentment toward Poppy, according to sources, not only because of Finn but also because Poppy basically left Luna for Sheila, telling her, "You can keep her." Our insider provides the following explanation. Sheila is clever enough to create a scenario where it appears that Poppy was enviously pursuing Finn. She could make up text messages that Poppy was obsessively after Finn, then kidnap Steffi or stage her death, leaving evidence that Poppy was the one responsible. The statement reads, Steffi would be removed from Luna's path to Finn and Poppy would be punished for rejecting her daughter simultaneously, effectively eliminating two obstacles at once. Repeating history with a turn. Fans of B&B who have been around for a while will remember the scene where Steffi thought Finn was dead after Sheila shot him. In fact, Lee Finnegan had been secretly nursing him back to health, which led to the once-in-a-lifetime meeting between Steffi and Finn. That appears to be reversed by the new plot, with Finn now being the one who believes Steffi is dead when in fact she is being held captive by Sheila. The resemblances are obvious, creating a symmetry that soap fans adore. Our source suggests that Sheila might attempt to manipulate Finn into believing that she and Luna should be part of his life. If she goes down this path, Finn might think Steffi is dead, and he might plan a convincing fake death scenario, she said. Will Deacon find out that Sheila was betrayed? Deacon is the wild card in this dangerous game. He might be able to put an end to the plot before it gets out of hand if he finds out that Sheila has been meeting with Luna in secret and planning to kidnap Steffi. However, it might push Sheila over the edge if Deacon ended their relationship because of her betrayal. Our insider warns, losing Deacon could lead her to focus all of her efforts on Luna instead, and Sheila could become a girl gone bad again. Steffi may end up in even greater danger now that Sheila has lost everything. If her initial strategy fails, would Sheila go so far as to kill Steffi? Given Sheila's past, it is an unsettling possibility that cannot be ruled out. Viewers should get ready for some of the year's most explosive episodes when May sweeps begin on Thursday. Will Poppy be framed and Steffi kidnapped by Sheila with success? Will Finn succumb to the deceit? Will Deacon, on the other hand, uncover the truth before it's too late? Where love, betrayal, and shocking returns define the landscape, few arcs promise as much upheaval as the one currently unfolding with Brooke Logan, Ridge Forrester, and the unexpected re-emergence of Nick Marone. The Forrester, Finnegan, and Carter families are headed for their most devastating crisis yet. The shocking return of Jack Wagner as Nick sends shockwaves rippling through the soap's romantic core just as fans had come to terms with the fact that Bridge was effectively broken beyond repair, with Ridge settling into a relationship that appeared to be peaceful with Taylor Hayes. Brooke, long depicted as the eternal optimist when it comes to her complicated history with Ridge, now finds herself at a crossroad where her trademark patience begins to thin. The reappearance of a long-lost love breathes new life into her character and opens the door to something richer, deeper, and possibly more stable than the relentless Bridge merry-go-round. The years of fighting, forgiving, and chasing Ridge may now be behind her. Brooke's feelings shift from yearning for acceptance to empowerment as Ridge and Taylor enjoy domestic bliss. She is no longer just the woman hoping Ridge will come back, she's the woman about to be courted again, this time by someone who once offered her calm in a storm, a man who loved her without strings or triangles, Nick Marone. The date of Nick's return, June 13th, could not have come at a more poignant time for Brooke. The sight of Nick rekindles a spark that many fans have desired for a long time as the weight of Ridge's most recent decision settles on Brooke, rendering her helpless and broken-hearted. Despite its complexity, their past was based on genuine love and mutual respect. Not only do they have a child in common, but they also have a history together. Nick, in contrast to Ridge's erratic feelings for Brooke, loved her fiercely and frequently without reservation. His reintroduction into her life could be the lifeline she never knew she needed, a reminder that love doesn't have to be synonymous with suffering. Furthermore, the entire game will be altered if Brooke chooses Nick and finally allows herself to be loved instead of constantly striving to earn Ridge's affection. Ridge might be the one to chase for once. It's possible that the woman he always thought would be waiting is no longer waiting at all. And it's possible that that is the real twist. Ridge may soon face an emotional reckoning while he continues to bask in his reunion with Taylor, possibly believing he has finally broken the cycle. Ridge thought he had suppressed emotions, but the thought of Brooke with Nick, a man he once viewed as a threat, could rekindle them. Ridge has always had Brooke's unwavering loyalty as a luxury. He has never had to imagine a world where she might actually move on, where she might be genuinely happy without him. Ridge is forced to confront his own choices, self-centeredness, and belief that he could always fall back into Brooke's arms when it suits him when Nick arrives. That safety net suddenly vanishes. Not only does Brooke's reversal put Ridge's current relationship in jeopardy, but it also shakes Ridge's identity. The dynamic of Bridge was always about power as much as it was about love, and now the power has changed. Ridge is exposed in a way that fans haven't seen in years by Brooke's potential decision to investigate a new future with Nick. While Brooke is contemplating reclaiming her agency and possibly her heart, chaos breaks out in other parts of Los Angeles. In a shocking turn of events, Poppy and Sheila Carter's growing rivalry takes center stage, surpassing even the most scandalous romantic betrayal. Two women's tentative camaraderie on the outskirts of Forrester society has turned into a full-scale war. Poppy confided in Sheila, a move that now seems laughably naive, as she was already fighting judgment and ridicule for her past and secrets. The relationship between Sheila and Poppy was forever altered when she discovered that Luna, Poppy's daughter, was actually her granddaughter when Finn rejected Sheila and Luna, claiming it was too late to rebuild those bonds. Something snapped inside Sheila. And from that fracture, a plan emerged. If Finn won't choose his daughter voluntarily, then he needs to suffer a loss that will make him realize what he had. Sheila's twisted logic leads her to believe that if Steffi disappears, Finn will finally embrace Luna out of grief, longing, or guilt. The plan is cruel, calculated, and echoes the past. Longtime viewers remember when Sheila shot Finn, leading Steffi to believe he was dead. Now, the roles reverse. Sheila may orchestrate a scenario in which Steffi is presumed dead, and Finn is manipulated into bonding with the daughter he once rejected. The symmetry is chilling. It's not just a rerun of a previous storyline, it's a darker, more psychologically complex mirror. Sheila's framing of Poppy adds yet another layer of devilish intricacy. Not only is she eliminating Steffi, she's crafting a narrative that paints Poppy as a woman unhinged by jealousy, driven to crime by obsession. Forged messages, fabricated motives, planted evidence, these are Sheila's tools, and she wields them with terrifying precision. The goal isn't just to destroy one life, it's to sever every tie Poppy has left. Once framed, Poppy becomes an outcast, unable to defend herself or reclaim Luna. And that, in Sheila's mind, is justice. After all, Poppy handed Luna over so easily, now Sheila is taking her back, permanently.